Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
A catcher in one season. The Yankees beat Boston 7-2.
South's Finest Meats is offering a great bundle this week through August the 26th. That is bagged leg quarters and pork spare ribs for $39.95. Let me read that again to you guys. 3-pack of pork spare ribs along with a 10-pound bag of bagged leg quarters for $39.95. Go by South's Finest Meats today at 3201 10th Avenue and make sure you take advantage of some of their great sales through August the 26th. It is officially college football week, and how are we going to celebrate? By continuing our SEC previews with the Texas Longhorns, who are coming off of a record of 13-3 a year ago. They entered the SEC and took the SEC by storm, getting all the way to the conference championship game, but they did have an Achilles heel, and that was the Georgia Bulldogs. Quinn Ewers moves on to the NFL, and now it is officially the Arch Manning era there in Austin. How will the Texas Longhorns do in 2025? Certified platinum and Grammy nominated comedian Bill Engvall, who is a massive Texas Longhorn fan, joins us on this edition of the Stingray Show to do a deep dive into the Longhorns of Texas.
Hi, this is Tim Brando with a reminder. Those of you on Tide 100.9, look out. You're about to feel the buzz of Stingray.
This is Stephen Ray, a.k.a. Stingray, coming to you live from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I'm Heath Hopkins. I'm here in DeSoto County, Mississippi, right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. You know, Mark, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you feel that responsibility to pay it forward and give some kid a chance coming up in the ranks, kind of like Tony did for you?
Why do you think I'm talking to Stingray tonight?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
No, I mean, look, no.
Hey, Stingray, here's the deal. When you get involved with Texas, it's like getting married to a stripper. and let me explain this. It looks good, kind of sexy on the surface, yeah. But then you get the baggage, you get the drama, you get all that eventually comes with it. And that's what you get with Texas, and that's what the Big 12 learned.
And Heath, any thoughts on our show moving forward?
Hey, to everyone in Tuscaloosa listening here on Tide 100.9. With the Stingray Show, if you don't like it, you better learn to love it, because it's the best show going today, baby. Woo!
Welcome inside another edition of the Stingray Show. Hope all is well, and this is the Texas Longhorn Preview Show. Heath, we have made it to college football week, and how will Texas do under the Arch Manning era? We are about to find out as they take on Ohio State this Saturday on the road in Columbus. He is going to be thrown into the I guess you would say, the fire with a really good defense to start out his career in the Arch Manning era.
Yeah, everyone's looking forward to Arch Manning. I feel sorry for him just because the expectations of his last name. You know, I've said it all the time. I said it with Eli. I'll say it with Arch. If his name was Arch Smith, would we be talking about him as much? No. Would he be getting as much praise? No. Would he be getting as much scrutiny? No. Right. And that's why I feel sorry for him, is that expectation so high. So I'm ready to see how this Texas team's going to do this year.
And I know that our guest is also ready to see how Arch Manning is going to do, because he is a massive Longhorn fan who is from the state of Texas, and he is a certified platinum Grammy-nominated comedian, famous for Here's Your Sign, and he is back on tour right now doing select places because he got tired of being retired. Ladies and gentlemen, here is our good friend and comedian, Bill Engvall. Bill, how are things with you as we sit here awaiting the Arch Manning era?
Well, I'm doing fine. I agree with Heath. The amount of pressure that they're putting on this poor kid is insane. I mean, unfortunately, it's either he's got to, if he doesn't win the natty, then it was a failure. And that's not fair to put on a kid that just came out of high school. And even my friends are texting me like, "Hey, the Arch Manning era is on us. Where this is gonna be?" I go, "You guys need to back it up a little bit. It's not like everybody's gonna. By the way, they're playing Ohio. This could be the greatest opening day game in the history of college."
Yes.
But the fact that you're gonna probably hear my dog bark here in a second. The fact that the Longhorns are underdogs.
Yes.
In this to the number 3. This is my other problem. And I know they do it for the betting and the gambling and all this stuff. Why are we having a ranking before anybody's even snapped the ball?
Thank you.
This is insanity. It's like looking at your toddler and saying, "You're going to be a billionaire. You're going to be a billionaire." We don't know. That kid may be a bum. We don't, until you see what they can do. And I can't fault it. I agree. If Arch's last name was anything other than Manning,
yes,
it would be a different story here. In fact, you want to hear my conspiracy? I think this is how big this thing's gotten with this kid, who is only, but they didn't even have a spring game. So it's like, we've seen him throw 1 or 2 passes. But my theory is Jerry Jones is trying to tank the season for the Cowboys so he can get Arch in the first round. Now, that sounds all good and fine, but you still got a high-paid quarterback that ain't going to. Nobody's going to pick up that contract,
right?
And so, like I said, the Arch. I just want him to go out. And by the way, they say, "Oh, he's only going to be here 1 year." If I'm a college kid and I'm making $4.5 million in NIL money, guess what, UT? I'm here for the full ride.
That's right. Bill, I want to ask you something funny real quick since you brought up the Cowboys, because I know you're a Cowboys fan. I heard something this morning, and I thought about you, and I forgot who it was that said it, but he said he was having dinner with Jerry Jones, and he said, "Jerry, in any sport, who would hire you to be their general manager? Just name me one team." And it got Jerry mad and everything, and he said, "That's the point, Jerry." He goes, "You got the greatest franchise in sports, and you've ruined it. You're not a general manager. Let it go." So with that, do you really buy into that conspiracy that the Cowboys are going to try to tank?
Well,
against an Arch.
Actually, I'm a huge Cowboy fan, as everybody knows, on an equal par with the Longhorns. Jerry's a businessman, all about money. And let me tell you something. I don't know if you've had the luxury of being in that stadium, but it sells out every Sunday because it's the place to be seen. The games are secondary. I've said this all along. Cowboy Stadium is like a mall with a football field dropped in the middle of it. There's a Victoria's Secret store there, for God's sakes, that sells just, Cowboy stuff.
Right.
But there's artwork. Go to Cleveland Browns Stadium and tell me, do you see artwork hanging on the walls? No, you don't, because they're a football team. Until it starts hitting Jerry in the pocketbook, nothing's going to change.
Yeah. So, Bill, going back to the Texas Longhorns, they entered the SEC last year and took the SEC by storm, going all the way to the SEC championship game. Give us your recap of the Texas Longhorns' first year in the SEC, please.
Well, my honest opinion was this. I thought they were going to get drop kicked all around the league.
Yeah.
I thought, and I said it out loud too. I said, until they have been in it, the SEC a couple of years, to see it's like the same with the Big Ten. There's just two major groups that dominate college football.
Yeah.
And I was admittedly shocked at how well they did. But then I started thinking, Sarkisian's been in the SEC. He knows what it takes. He knows. And I don't know if maybe by that. I mean, that's a long season for a college kid. If you go all the way to the championship, you're playing almost 18. Is it 18 or 19 games?
Yes.
And that's a lot of football. The pros only play 17. So,
right.
It's. But no, I was pleasantly surprised. I hope there's not the sophomore slump. Like I said, again, not just Arch, but there's pressure on Sark too. I mean, this is Texas. As much as I love them, that alumni base is like, we want to win yesterday.
Yes.
And I don't mean 13-3. That was great, but I guarantee you this way you hear around Texas. Well, 13, that was all right. We should have gone undefeated. It's like, what?
Yes. And plus, and Bill, I'll go ahead and say this too. You guys had Georgia on the ropes in Atlanta with a backup quarterback and still couldn't pull it out.
Well, that sometimes I think, guys, that there's teams that have that, I call it the psychological advantage. It's like you'll see a team get up on somebody like 27-0 in the first half, and then they come back out and it's like a different team. It's almost like they win and they go, we can't beat these guys. What's going? They're the Georgia Bulldogs. We've lost to them twice already.
Right.
And it's almost like it becomes in your head that you can't win. And that's why, like, on a whole nother sport, I was so happy. And by the way, congratulations to Tommy Fleetwood. Oh my God. Yeah. You want to talk about pressure? Just try, if I'd have 3-jacked that 2-foot putt, so I think that sometimes there's teams that have a psychological advantage. Now, I think this year, the Longhorns have seen it. They've been in the center of the fire, and I think they know what to expect. But also, it's not like these teams are just going to lay down because your name's Arch Manning. He's got, back to anything. They're probably double focusing on him right now because he's got the run threat too. Which is a rarity to be able to throw that long ball and be able to run like that. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm not putting any pressure. If we get, I know everybody's excited about Arch. My dog's excited.
Yeah.
Hey, Benny. My kids, all right, so let me tell you something. You people that have little tiny kids, just get ready because it don't never end. I got my son and his wife are in their 30s, and I'm still watching their damn dogs. So,
that's awesome.
But anyway, I think it's going to be a great season. I hope it is. I like the Longhorns' chances. But, there's that. I also like the new format because, when it used to be, if you lost one game, that was it, dude. You were out.
Right.
I like the fact that you're not out of it now. It's like you can still work your way back in because, my God, that Ohio State is a tough dog to be your first time out.
Yeah.
It ain't like you're playing Louisiana Tech Lafayette, and you can just sit back there and hurl it. They're going to be coming. They pin their ears back.
So, Bill, hold that thought. We're up against our first break, and when we come back, we're going to continue to talk about the Texas Longhorns and get your thoughts on the season upcoming. That's on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Stingray Show We will be right back with Bill Engvall on the Texas Preview Show. Residents of Tuscaloosa, are you guys upsizing, downsizing, looking for college housing, or even relocating for your job right here to Tuscaloosa? If that's the case, then you need to contact Celeste Hagler, owner and operator of First Class Real Estate South Home Group right here in Tuscaloosa. She can help you with the buying, selling, and investment needs throughout the state of Alabama. You can contact Celeste at 205-861-5698. Reach out to Celeste again at 205-861-5698 and schedule a consultation to discuss your real estate goals and to live where you love in the state of Alabama. It's dinner time, West Alabama, and if you are craving fried catfish with tartar sauce on a grilled bun, or maybe even a fried chicken tender with Swiss cheese, grilled onions, and an avocado spread on French bread, that sandwich is called the Jose, then you need to check out the Coker Market, which is located at the four-way intersection just off County Road 140 in Coker, Alabama. Their hours of operation is Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. Go by and check out the Coker Market off of County Road 140 there in Coker, Alabama for community goods and wonderful barbecue. For over 100 years, the Bank of Moundville has been a name clients can trust. The Bank of Moundville is more than just a bank. They're your neighbors, your friends, and your community partners. Their unique approach to financial education has always centered around families. They believe that financially strong homes today lay the foundation for a brighter futures for tomorrow's generation. You can call them today at 205-371-2227. Once again, that is 371-2227 to schedule an appointment to build your financial security. The Bank of Moundville is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. If you're traveling north on Highway 69 from McFarland to Mid-Lariat Road, it's a 10-minute drive. And if you're traveling north on Lurleen Wallace from 15th Street to McFarland, it's a 7-minute drive. Crews are doing work on McWright's Ferry Road. It's being extended down to Rice Mine Road. Also, construction on Skyland Boulevard approaching Buttermilk Road. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Lisa Baque.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day. American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. Support American-made tariff-free clothing with American Giant with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
Want to know what's going on with the Cruisin' Tide? Download the Tide 100.9 app today.
Welcome back, SEC fans. You're listening to Tide 100.9, the Stingray Show. I'm Heath Hopkins. Along with me is Stephen Ray. And Stingray and I's guest tonight is none other than Bill Engvall, the comedian, actor. And Bill, we're talking about the Longhorns. We're getting some depth. We're talking a little Cowboys as well, but mostly Longhorns.
Right.
And getting into this offense a little bit. Last year, I noticed that Texas threw underneath more than any team in America. There was not a team that threw underneath more than the Texas Longhorns. So that was something that was really working with them. But the funny thing is, new quarterback this year, tons of talent at receiver. But Steve Spurrier made a joke about the Texas offense going with the quarterback, and he said, He goes, isn't it kind of funny? Everyone's talking about Arch Manning and how Texas is going to win the national championship and Arch is going to win the Heisman. And he said, everything's going great for Texas. He goes, well, if Arch Manning's so good, why'd they let that Quinn Ewers guy play all the time last year? Which I immediately started laughing about. But as far as Arch Manning in this offense, he can throw underneath all day long. Those are the easy throws. You got a very talented quarterback in Arch Manning. I think they're going to play to his strengths. I think the running back room is a little bit more in depth, in very high quality depth. I cannot wait to see C.J. Baxter, the backup running back, because I think he's going to be the best running back by the end of the season on that Texas team. So with all of that encompassing, how do you see this Texas team? Because I think they're going to run it a little bit more, and they're going to throw underneath a ton still.
Personally, I think you're going to see a more balanced attack from Texas. You got to remember that not a lot of people they talk about this. Texas lost two of their starting running backs before the season even started last year. So we never got a chance to, Jaden Blue, he's playing for the Cowboys, I think. So I'm hoping that we're going to see, and I agree with you on that running back. I think we're going to see a lot more balanced run pass, which I think then will open up those. I think Arch's strength is going to be those mid-level passes. Yeah. Something that's not just dink and dunk, but it's also not the long bomb. And if they get that running game going, that's going to open up that mid-range because those linebackers are going to start sneaking up because if they're running, they're going to want to be in it. And then every once in a while you can drop that, that 15, 20-yard pass, and it's wide open. Now, that's what I hope they do. I mean, I think a lot of it depends on, who stays healthy, what's, and also, your competition, you got to kind of watch, and it's all a guessing game, listen.
It is.
This is part of the problem I have with the NL. I do think kids should be paid. I think the schools making money off them, but I think at what cost, or not monetarily, but one of the great things about college football was it was college kids. These are professional athletes now. They're 18, 19 years old, but my theory of professional is when you get paid to do what you do. And I like people say you're a professional comedian. Only because I get paid. If I don't, I'm just a comedian. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, I'd like to see. Sark he likes that. I hope what they don't do is rely on how it did last year because teams are going to adjust to that.
Right.
They're gonna be looking for that little underneath pass. So maybe this will be a good thing.
So, Bill, you grew up and were born there in Galveston, Texas. Talk about growing up and some of your fondest memories of the Texas Longhorns, please.
Well, I always thought the Texas Longhorns uniforms were probably the coolest. Just that all white and the burnt orange hook them on like that. That was always great. And I would have loved to have gone to UT, but I was not smart enough to go in and apply. Why would you not apply to the school that you really wanted to be at? And somehow I ended up at a small Methodist private school that actually, a funny fact, in the trophy case at Southwestern University, there is a trophy when the Southwestern Pirates beat the Texas Longhorns. But the reason they beat them was because it was wartime and everybody had gone to.
Oh, that's just details.
Yeah, there was a great T-shirt out for a while that said Southwestern football undefeated since 1889 or something. It's like, I think Texas football, as we all know, is much like down in the Southeast, is a religion. Yeah. And so. For a long time, Texas was the dominant force there. And then Tech started. So that's what I like about college football is that every year you don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of always gravitated towards the Longhorns, much like I did the Cowboys, and I will say this: I got a better chance of celebrating a national championship than I do a Super Bowl. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Bill, looking at this upcoming season and all the craziness surrounding Texas, we've seen this before with Texas, where they get so much preseason hype and that it's just, everything's just laid up to just be a thud. I don't think that's the case this year. With that being said, are there any reservations from you as a Texas fan?
I do. Yes, I do have a reservation, but I don't know. It's I almost feel it's like when I was watching the golf tournament this weekend, and they go, he hasn't had a bogey all day long. Boom, bogey. You know, it's like these announcers, these sports pundits and stuff. You know, like, oh, the Longhorns are going to go under. I would rather you not write a single word about us.
Right.
You know, just we're off limits. You can't write anything because I worry that sometimes. Okay, here's my reservation. I worry that there's so much hype about them going all the way that they're going to get beat by somebody that they should stomp.
Yes.
You know, like there's going to be that freaky Louisiana Tech victory. You know, just because that's my fear is because I think there's so much pressure on them and Arch to go all the way undefeated. All right, let me turn it back to you guys. Texas was 13-3 last year.
Yeah.
If they go 14-2, does the hot seat talk start for Sarkisian?
I doubt it. I would say it would have to be which two. I mean, if they lost the SEC championship game embarrassingly and lost the first round of the playoffs, I could hear the crazy talk then, but I'm still not buying into it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like I don't believe. I think college teams are too good anymore for anybody to really legitimately go undefeated, just because of the scheduling and stuff. But I would be thrilled with the 14-2 and you're in the playoffs and you know, we'll see what happens from there. But I think that's the other thing too is you gotta separate the season and the playoffs.
Right.
Because, you know, generally in the season, you know, like we're not going to play Ohio State twice in the season, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to see them again in the playoffs. So it's like you know, I think you have to separate the playoffs and you know, like say we're going to go 11-0. That I could see happening.
Yeah.
Going all the way undefeated, I think that's a wishful thinking.
Okay. So we're up against yet another break, and when we come back, we are going to switch and talk about the defense for the Texas Longhorns. That's on the other side of the break. You're listening to the Stingray Show. We will be right back with Bill Engvall on the Texas Preview Show. Man, this is awesome, Bill. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry I keep looking this way, but they keep giving Micah Parsons updates, and I don't know if he's signed or if they're getting ready to sign him or if it's still – this is another zoo.
It's that great general manager Jerry Jones working his magic.
Ugh. And you know the acorn don't fall far from the trees.
Hey, you, looking to upgrade your ride? Alabama One has you covered with auto loan rates as low as 3.99 APR, up to $500 cash back, and the best part, no payments for 90 days. That's right. Buy or refinance and keep the cash in your pocket while you drive the ride you want. But hurry, this limited time offer ends October the 31st. You can apply today at alabama1.org or by calling 1-800-225-0110. Once again, auto loan rates as low as 3.99 APR, up to $500 cash back, and no payments for 90 days. Remember, Alabama One together. South's Finest Meats is offering a great bundle this week through August the 26th. That is bagged leg quarters and pork spare ribs for $39.95. Let me read that again to you guys. 3-pack of pork spare ribs along with a 10-pound bag of bagged leg quarters for $39.95. Go by South's Finest Meats today at 3201 10th Avenue and make sure you take advantage of some of their great sales through August the 26th. It's dinner time, West Alabama, and if you are craving a fried chicken tender with Swiss cheese, grilled onions, and an avocado spread on French bread, that sandwich is called the Jose, then you need to check out the Coker Market, which is located at the four-way intersection just off County Road 140 in Coker, Alabama. Their hours of operation is Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. Go by and check out the Coker Market off of County Road 140 there in Coker, Alabama, for community goods and wonderful barbecue.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Hi, I'm Sherry Harris, owner of Life Source Water. Do you know all Bay Area cities add chemicals like chlorine and chloramines to your tap water? At Life Source, we believe your water should support your family's health. Our whole house system delivers filtered water from every tap, even your showers. For 40 years, we've built our systems right here in California. Upgrade your water today by calling 1-800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Life Source, taste and feel the difference.
Warranty limitations apply.
Fans are all over the world, and we are too. Download the Tide 100.9 app right now in the App Store and Google Play, and take the Crimson Tide everywhere you go.
With all of the recent tornado damage and storm activity here in West Alabama, Alpha Insurance and hometown agent Jeff Nee can help you personalize your insurance needs. Remember, the more you protect, the more you save. With a helpful customer service team here to serve you in Alabama and over in Mississippi, you can count on Alpha to provide an insurance plan that provides the protection you need, the convenience you expect, and the service that you deserve. For all your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs, call Alpha Agent Jeff Nee at 205-758-2577. Once again, 758-2577, or drop by their office on McFarland Boulevard East, Suite 101 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And remember, Alpha Agent Jeff Nee, the more you protect, the more you save. Welcome back inside the Stingray Show. This is the Texas Longhorn Preview Show, and our guest this evening is Bill Engvall. And Bill, briefly, let's stop talking about Texas and talk about your current tour that you were on doing comedy. And oddly enough, I was able to come and see you in February of this year, and I got to meet you backstage, and I've got to tell you, I am still laughing about that comedy special. That was absolutely incredible. But talk a little bit about the comedy tour that you are currently doing right now.
Well, first of all, thank you for that wonderful compliment. Yeah, I retired 2 years ago and quickly realized if I was going to save my marriage, I needed to go back out on the road. I don't know how people do it. I knew I was in trouble when I could tell you all the names of the women on Housewives of Salt Lake City. I was watching way too much TV. And, I can only play golf so much. And so I realized quickly that that I missed it performing. But it's weird now because I'm going to be. I'm taking a limited amount of dates just because I can't go back to what I was doing. That was just wearing me out. But I also want to have fun. And so the tour I'm doing right now is going to have some new stuff in it. But they're also, I've started, there's some good oldies, as they used to call them, that I'll throw in there. But like one of the things it's like that I knew I was supposed to go back on the road was my wife and I have those things in our phone where you can see where they're at on a map, which is great. If she's out with her girlfriends, I know she's safe. I can see she's coming. What I don't like is that she can track me. And not that I would ever cheat on my wife, but I would cheat on this friggin' diet she's got us on right now. Let me tell you something. You have no idea how many times I've been in a drive-through at Arby's and heard, "Welcome to Arby's. Can I help you?" I go, "Yeah. Can I get a big?" Oh, wait, never mind. My wife's calling. Never mind. She knows I'm here.
Well, hey, Bill, what kind of diet are you on?
It's not a good one. I don't think there is a good diet. The problem it's her. It's like she goes, I want you to be healthy and be around. I don't want to die and have people look at my coffin and go, "Wow, he looks great." I want them to look down and go, "Let me tell you something. That cat partied." All right. That's awesome. So I think we both know Gail, but first off, we've been married 42 years. The reason we've made it that far is because I'm the perfect husband. I come home, I go on the road, I get paid, I bring a check home, I leave. We had it figured out. And then I thought, wow, we'll spend all our time together. That'll be fun. We'll go play golf together. Let me tell you something. Playing golf with your wife, when you both suck, it's fun. But when one starts getting better than the other, it's not so much fun. I'm going to tell you the truth, Troy. In the last year, I watched my wife get 3 hole-in-ones.
Oh, wow.
3. That means she's got a total of 4 now. She's not on tour. She can't earn money with those hole. In fact, it costs us every time she gets a hole-in-one. All the cocktails I got to buy at the club. Which that's another one that made no sense to me. I got the hole-in-one and I got to buy? Forget that.
Yeah. So, Bill, you guys have also been doing a lot of traveling during your time in between doing the tour. Talk about some of the places that you have been and some of the highlights, please.
Well, we went to Spain. That was pretty cool. I've never been there. As Three Dog Night said, I kind of like the music,
Right.
But then we went to the Antarctica. We went to the Arctic Circle, where was mind blowing. At one point, the boat was cutting through the ice, and we just stopped, and they put a bar out on this ice floe that was about the size of Rhode Island, and we're having cocktails on an ice floe. And somebody goes, "Wow, look at the size of that bear track." The bear track is right where we're standing. I go, "Maybe it's time for us to get on the boat. We can have cocktails on the boat and see the nice little polar bear from a safe distance."
Yeah.
Gail's she loves her. We got a trip. We're going to go to Japan. We're on a golf trip to Japan, which I hear golf there though takes all day. Like you play 9, then you have to have lunch, and then you play the back 9. My game is not that secure. If I stop and there's a beer and some sake, guess what? The back 9 ain't getting played.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. Bill, this morning, I just thought about this. This morning, I was getting ready and an old Jerry Clower clip came up on my phone I was listening to. And he played SEC football. He played at Mississippi State. Of course, Jerry Clower, one of the great comedians from the South. Did you have any run-ins or any fun stories with the late Jerry Clower?
I didn't. I will say this, though, that I did listen to him quite a bit. And probably some of my storytelling ability came from old Jerry Clower. That was what, I was out on dinner with Minnie Pearl. I think the comedians that come out of the South and Southeast we're raised with that kind of that storytelling ability.
Right.
Like I just did a show called Comics Unleashed, and they said, okay, Bill, we need a 3-minute piece from you. I go, 3 minutes? I go, that's not even a third of my introduction to the piece. I go, we wouldn't even get to the setup yet. And so, but that, that's why it's hard for me to do those kind of shows, just because my stuff is very story oriented, and and I'm not going to change it. That's that's worked for so long. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen him. I have a list of, like, I would love to have seen Richard Pryor, Jerry Clower. I would love to have seen Bob Newhart live, and Steve Martin, which now he's not doing stand up anymore. So I had a wish list, but unfortunately, some of it didn't work out right.
So, Bill, speaking of comedians, there is another great one here in the Deep South. That is James Gregory.
Funniest man in America.
Did you ever happen to have any kind of interaction with Mr. Gregory?
Yeah, James and I actually did a gig together in the place, I think it was called the Comedy Spot. I don't know. It was in the Southeast. And I used to love listening to James. My favorite was when James would get wound up and just get upset about something. But yeah, we had a great time. And James was just always so funny. And in fact, and he used to drive other comedians crazy that he would bill himself as the funniest man in America.
Bill, who are some of the guys that you really like listening to that's in the game today in comedy?
Well, Nate Bargatze is probably the top of the ladder. I also like Leanne, who's now got a show on a sitcom on TV and is selling out arenas. And I'm an easy mark. I love to laugh. Unfortunately, I can't really watch a lot of comedians because I don't want to watch a comedian and in a year from now go, oh, I got an idea for a bit, and it's what I saw. Right. So there's a double-edged sword to it that I love stand-up, but and when I was not working, I could listen to it. But now it's there's so many good kids out there. I mean, it's weird being the elder statesman now. It's weird being the guy that you're shooting a TV show and some guys go, I've watched you my whole life, man. I'm like, oh God, great.
So when we come back on the Stingray Show after this commercial break, we are going to get to the defense and get his prediction on how Texas is going to do in 2025. You're listening to the Stingray Show. This is the Texas Preview Show, and we will continue with Bill Engvall right after this.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Tuesday edition of The Game, we're going to do a Southern Ale House score prediction day. We're also going to visit with Florida State beat reporter Matt Lassere. We'll talk to Mike Detillier as well, all starting at 2 p.m. here on The Game with Ryan Fowler on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide Sports.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Has it always been your dream to build the pond of your dreams, but you don't know if property you own or are thinking about buying has a good location to build a pond on? You need to contact Honey Hole Fisheries right here in Tuscaloosa County, because Jeff Bagwell will help you decide if property you own or are thinking about buying has a good location to build a pond. You can contact Honey Hole Fisheries at 205-799-0192. Once again, that is 799-0192. And hey, Jeff Bagwell can also order top quality automatic fish and hunting feeders for all of your outdoor recreation. Contact Jeff Bagwell today, once again at 205-799-0192 to help you build the pond or lake of your dreams. With all of the recent tornado damage and storm activity here in West Alabama, Alpha Insurance and hometown agent Jeff Nee can help you personalize your insurance needs. Remember, the more you protect, the more you save. With a helpful customer service team here to serve you in Alabama and over in Mississippi, you can count on Alpha to provide an insurance plan that provides the protection you need, the convenience you expect, and the service that you deserve. For all your auto, home, life, and business insurance needs, call Alpha agent Jeff Nee at 205-758-2577. Once again, 758-2577, or drop by their office on McFarland Boulevard East, Suite 101 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And remember, Alpha agent Jeff Nee, the more you protect, the more you save.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. North on Highway 69 from Old Greensboro Road to Skyland Boulevard. It's a 7-minute drive. Crews are continuing work on Old Birmingham Highway eastbound between 55th Avenue and Kennedy Mill Road. Also, construction on University Boulevard. The roadway is closed from Campus Drive to Colonial Drive. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Lisa Baque.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Coach, the energy out there felt different. What changed for the team today?
It was the new game day scratchers from the California Lottery. Players everything. Those games sent the team's energy through the roof.
Are you saying it was the off-field play that made the difference on the field?
Hey, a little play makes your day, and today, it made the game. That's all for now.
Coach, one more question.
Play the new Los Angeles Chargers, San Francisco 49ers, and Los Angeles Rams Scratchers from the California Lottery. A little play can make your day. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase, play, or claim.
The best station in the state, breaking down Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Hey Tide fans, looking for something wild right here in Tuscaloosa? Bring the kids, bring your friends, and come to Bama Reptiles and Ranch in Northport. Just minutes from campus, they've got Asian water lizards, tortoises, colorful snakes, and for the horse lovers out there, ranch supplies. They are the cleanest and healthiest reptile store in the state. And their feeders? Best you'll find anywhere. If you mention this Stingray sports ad, you will get 10% off of your feeders. Remember, Bama Reptiles and Ranch, where exotic meets extraordinary. So, Bill.
Okay, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
The video that you're getting, does it look like I have the biggest boobs in the world? I don't know if it's the camera angle, but it looks like I've got gigantic boobs.
No, you're fine, man.
I thought you were just the new spokesman for that new logo for Cracker Barrel.
What is that about? What is? You know, this country. God knows I love living here and I love being an American, but the stuff we choose to and I'd tell you everything I've done in my life. And then I'd say, now, let's focus on what we need to focus on. You know, It's like, did I get drunk in college? Yeah, there's probably a good chance I did, you know. My wife read that story to me the other day, and I was like, that's it. This is the end of, this is the beginning of the end.
Yep. So, Bill, getting back to the Longhorns of Texas, we have talked about the offense, but what do you expect from the other side of the football, the defense this season for Texas?
I don't know. That to me is a real question mark. I think they're going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of high scoring games.
Okay.
I don't know. I really haven't heard anybody talking much about the Longhorn defense, and maybe that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Texas has always had a fairly good defense. You don't win 13 games and have some kind of scrubs on. So I think they'll be fine. I think I really want to see them be able to. I don't worry about the line, the interior line. I think they'll be fine there. I worry about the deep passes.
Yes.
Okay. Bill, looking into this football season, you being a Longhorn fan and getting ready and prepared, tell us about your first favorite player for Texas. Who are some of your favorites growing up that you were watching that you just really enjoyed?
Well, I mean, you gotta go with Earl Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. That dude starts running at you. If he started running at me, I would just go, dude, that's a touchdown. Good run. I'm not getting in the way of that train. I like Ewers a lot. It seemed like when he got knocked out of that game. It seemed like he changed. I don't know if he was before he wasn't afraid. Once you get hurt, it changes your outlook on life. A lot of these, I say that's why the kids that are great are the ones that never really get hurt because they don't know what it's like to get the snot knocked out of you.
Right.
I love Colt McCoy, but you asked me to go back for even as a kid, but I had friends that Doug English played, for Texas and All-American. He was a lineman, but this weird to think. But if I could see a list of the previous quarterbacks, I could go, oh yeah, that guy. I remember I liked him a lot. But as a kid, I didn't really know their names or, I just knew they were cool.
So, Bill, getting to the schedule, you guys start off the Texas Longhorns with Ohio State. Then later in the season, you go to Florida. You've got the rivalry game with Oklahoma and Dallas. And then you go at Georgia between the hedges. Talk about that schedule and how you think Texas is going to fare year number 2 in the SEC.
I think Texas has got a lot of rivalry games. First off, I think that you throw everything out the window.
Yeah,
because it's just a different. They got to play A&M.
Yes.
Dude, so I think Texas got a really tough schedule. I could see a lot of one possession wins. Like a 37-32 or whatever, I think it'll be high scoring. I don't, but I think that, being a fan, and I'm going to be a homer. I think Texas has a good chance to go undefeated or one loss in the season.
Right.
And that one loss could easily be any of those teams you just said. Georgia. Mm-hmm. It could be Ohio State. It could be
at Florida.
At Florida. I don't know that much about Florida, but I think I'm going to go with that. I think you're going to see a lot of whoever has the ball last kind of wins.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Bill, we've asked all the people that have come on our show a simple, fun question. Of the 16 teams in the SEC, mm-hmm. do you think Texas offense will rank in the top half or bottom half by season's end?
Top half.
What about the defense? Do you think they'll be ranked in the top half or bottom half by season's end?
I'm going to go top half because that's 8 games. They can 8 teams. I mean, they can be better than 8 teams.
So, Bill, to wrap this up, our fans always love when you do one of your stories here on the show. To wrap this up, if you would, please tell us the story about the time that your friend got into your iPhone and changed your contact information, please.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a true story. A friend of mine, I don't know how he did it, but he got into my phone and changed my autocorrect settings so that every time I would type the letter I, it came up Big Billy. So like if I texted you and said, hey, can I stop by your house later? It came out, hey, can Big Billy stop by your house later? And you'd read it and go, what a jackass. Who calls himself Big Billy? And then I'd see it and I'd text you back and go, look, I don't really call myself Big Billy. But then that came out, look, Big Billy really doesn't call himself Big Billy. And I couldn't get it off my phone. And I had to go to a phone store and have a 17-year-old kid fix my phone. And I'm telling him the story while he's fixing my phone. He says, well, I can help you get back at your buddy. I said, I'm all ears. He said, can you get in his phone? I said, yes. I said, everybody gets in his phone because he's an idiot. He tells everybody his code. And I'll tell your listeners, it's 2337. And if you look up the letters, it actually spells out the word beer. You know, remember when you were a kid at the calculator the first time you spelled out boobs?
Yeah.
Right.
He never outgrew that. So he said, well, I can teach you how to change his auto signature on his emails. And I said, let's do it. So he showed me what to do. And one day we were out playing golf and I grabbed his phone when he went over to hit his ball. And I changed his auto signature settings from Joe Smith to while seated on the toilet. Well, about a week went by, and I got a text that said, hey, jackass. He said, not everybody's a paid comedian. He said, in case you've forgotten, I'm a financial advisor, and I have people's retirement funds in my hand. And they don't really see the humor when I sent him an email saying, hey, just went over your portfolio while seated on the toilet.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
See, that would make me happy. I was like, man, this guy really cares. He's taking his time. He's taking his fun time to go over my stuff. No one's bothering him. He's deep thought.
Well, I got to tell you real quick, the other reason I came out of retirement is because my celebrity viewing has gone way down. Like when we were doing Blue Collar, I was probably, you hear about A-list stars, B-list, or we were.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.